Art of the Oracle, Mediumship, a year-long journey. Exploring spiritual disembodiment begins January 11th, 2026. Click here to learn more and enroll. When most people hear the word mediumship, the mind immediately jumps to Hollywood tropes, crystal balls, dimly lit seance tables, and dramatic conversations with the other side. We imagine it as a party trick, a spooky hobby, or a heavy burden carried by those who see ghosts in the hallway. But this view misses the point entirely. It misses the utility. At its core, mediumship isn't just about delivering messages from the deceased. Mediumship is the ability to run energy from outside of you, inside of you. If you are a sensitive, a creative, a psychic reader, your healer, or a leader in your own spaces, you are likely already doing a version of this, but you might be doing it without a map. The paradox of disembodiment. We live in a world that constantly tells us to get grounded and stay in our bodies. And while being present is vital, there is a secret that experienced seers know. Sometimes, to get real clarity, you have to step out. Imagine you are in a heated negotiation, a difficult family dinner, or stuck in a massive creative block. Your heart is racing, your mind is looping, and you feel trapped in the density of the moment. You feel like a sponge, absorbing the stress of the room rather than a channel letting it flow through. In my upcoming elective, Art of the Oracle, I teach the mechanic of trance medium energy. This is a specific vibration of white light that allows you to access the out-of-body space. It sounds paradoxical, but learning the skill of controlled disembodiment, stepping out of the body to a high vibration vantage point, is actually what allows you to return to your life with more groundedness and authority. It's the difference between drowning in the ocean and hovering above it to see where the shore is. A renaissance for your creativity. Why would a graphic designer, a nurse, or a CEO take a year-long mediumship course? Because when you learn to run trance medium energy, you stop operating solely from your own limited battery. You tap into a timeless, high-vibration field where spirit moves freely. For the creative, this out-of-body space is often where the muse lives. It sparks a personal renaissance, allowing you to pull down ideas that feel fresh, original, and unburdened by your inner critic. For the empath, you move from being overwhelmed by others' energetic demands to observing them with spiritual neutrality. You learn to hold space without enmeshing with others in a profound and unique way. For the seeker, you begin to heal yourself deeply. As you run this high-frequency white energy through your system, it flushes out the old patterns, pictures, beliefs, and stuckness that no longer belong to you, allowing you more flow and empowerment. Are you ready to rebuild the vessel? I created Art of the Oracle as a training ground not just for professional psychics, but for anyone who wants to reclaim their energetic autonomy. This is a 12-month elective designed to take you from a curious seeker to a skilled channel. And yes, it works. I strip away the fear and superstition and replace them with technical precision and radical autonomy. In any container I create and hold, I prioritize presence over performance. I don't just throw you into the deep end, I help you rebuild yourself first. Art of the Oracle, Mediumship Level, 1A year-long journey exploring spiritual disembodiment class, second Sundays 1:15 p.m., 3:00 p.m. CT, starts John 11th. Practicum, third Sundays, 11:45 a.m., 1:00 p.m. CT format, live via Google Meets, recordings available. One of the truly magical things about our community at Art of the Seer is that since we share a commitment to the same tools, techniques, and practice container, it's easy to reach out to each other members and create your own reading and healing exchanges. Using this post as inspiration, find a partner to work with, perhaps someone you know from a current or previous class, or post in the Practicum chat groups that you were inspired by this post and find someone new to explore with. Weekly practitioner exchange, 30-minute reading and healing. Pair up with a reading partner and exchange 30-minute clairvoyant readings together. Practice both giving and receiving as a way of deepening your experience and relationship to this topic. The reading topics, the sponge versus the channel. Look at a recent stressful situation in the readee's life. Did they react like a sponge, absorbing the stress, or a channel, letting energy flow through? The vantage point. Look at the readee's ability to step out or hover above a problem. Do they have permission to leave the density of the body to get a neutral perspective? What color is that permission? The muse. Look at where the readee goes when they are being creative. Do they tap into an external field of inspiration, out of body, or are they grinding gears inside their own intellect? The white light. Look at the vibration of trance medium white. How does this specific frequency move through their space? Does it get stuck in the mind, doubt, or the heart, fear? Healing. Focus. Give the readee a healing on their crown chakra. Help them clear out the valves that allow high vibration energy to enter so they can experience flow without the pressure of holding it all. One small step. A solo micro action. Sometimes something is too charged to feel safe being vulnerable in interpersonal spaces with it at first. If this is really stimulating you, you can work this energy in meditation using your tools or in moments of embodiment and pause throughout your day. The hover technique. Next time you feel overwhelmed by a task or a room full of people, close your eyes for 10 seconds. 2. Visualize yourself stepping 1 foot out of the back of your head. 3. Look at the room from that vantage point, just slightly above and behind your physical eyes. 4. Notice how the noise volume drops when you aren't swimming in it. Tell me in the comments. When you are stressed, do you tend to leave your body by spacing out, unconscious, or do you stay and suffer? What would it feel like to leave consciously and intentionally instead of it happening to you? Journaling and self-reflection. Prompts. Sometimes we need to write it down to get it out of our aura. People learn, experience, and process energy in a variety of ways, visually, auditorily, conceptually. And here at AOTSA, we validate all those different forms. If you process through writing, take 10 minutes with your journal to audit a recurring picture in your space you've come across using this template. The Hollywood audit. Write down the first 3 images that come to mind when you hear mediumship. Are these images yours or are they from movies, culture? How do these images impact your willingness to explore this energy or consider it as an ability all human beings have? The sponge effect. Describe a time recently when you felt slimed or heavy after being around a group of people. What boundaries were missing? If you had been a channel, letting new creative energy pass through, instead of a sponge holding on to others, how would that interaction have felt differently? The creative flow. Think of a time when you were in a flow state, writing, painting, running, solving a problem. Did you feel fully in your body, or did you feel like you were tapping into something larger than yourself? Describe that sensation. An intuitive guide and spiritual educator with a practice spanning over 2 decades in a variety of modalities. William Fitzroy is the founder of the Art of the Seer, a premier destination for spiritual growth and development established in 2015. William believes that psychic tools and spiritual awareness is a practice available to everyone, and he has dedicated his career to demystifying the unseen for practical, everyday empowerment in the new age. While he is sought after for his insightful and cathartic readings and healings, available online or in person at his downtown Chicago studio, William's true passion lies in mentorship. He facilitates dynamic teaching containers for students ready to master embodiment meditation, clairvoyance, and mediumship. From curious beginners to seasoned advanced students looking for a fresh perspective and new techniques for their toolkit, William provides the experiences, structure, and support needed to turn any sensitivity into a superpower.